Had some good news recently though. You dropped something on the timeline to let us know you got a...
Oh shit! Yes, for a couple. I say a couple. So
Yeah.
my business launched. That was the first thing.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And then I secured a radio show.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, which
That
is
radio show threw me all the way off.
Yeah, we'll get back to the business. Let's talk about the radio.
Do you know what? Yeah, like before she had launched the radio show. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, lovely artwork.
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Eyebrows looking
Smooth.
sharp. I messaged her, I said, yeah.
Yeah,
They've
you
got
did.
them Proper.
All the angles were just looking perfect. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a nice, you know, like.
Wholesome show.
But you
Wholesome
know me,
show.
so why would
You
you
know
think
her.
that?
Nah, because obviously, like, if anyone listens to your podcast, yeah, it's like it's very
Calm.
calm, like
Serene.
therapeutic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear
Like,
waves crashing in the
I've featured
background.
on there, no crud at all, innit?
It's
So I'm
true.
thinking, okay, yeah, cool. Radio, innit? I'm thinking radio, no swearing, no nothing. I tune in now, I'm hearing fucking tasting, like, pussy this, like, beating this, that, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on?
You know, he messaged me. He was like, "I really needed a heads up."
Like, fam,
Yeah,
like,
so this should come with a trigger warning still.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't mention the whole thing, but I heard the little bit I heard. I was like, yeah, this is lit.
Like during, you know, sexual intercourse, you taste one another, and I was like, what one?
No, but that's very important because if you're down there, you need to take your finger out and put it in her mouth. If she jumps back, that vagina's bad.
Wow.
It's just the truth.
I mean, you
Where
told
all
no
the girls
lie.
go, it's the truth. How can I take my finger out your vagina, put it in your mouth, and then you're why are you running scared?
Maybe the pH
So if
levels
you're
ain't
running
correct.
scared, what should I
So
do?
you're
then?
using my words now because that's
my
exactly what I said. The
Oh,
pH
pH
levels are
levels,
yeah.
like,
Maybe your
do you know
pH
what
levels
I'm
ain't correct.
saying? You know,
No, taste
you gotta
yourself,
drink that
innit?
Saka, innit? You
So at
gotta
least if
drink
we
the
both,
Fiji.
if I get something, you get it as well, innit?
Ain't drinking enough Fiji water.
Can't stand this guy, honestly.
But I'm happy you're in that space, though. I think it's a good space for you to be in.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. This radio is something I've wanted for a while now.
Yeah.
It's something that I haven't really said to anybody, but I've just kind of been working towards putting myself in a position to have that. And I was given opportunity, and it happened. It all happened really fast. I won't lie. So it's still quite surreal. It hasn't sunk in. Like
Yeah.
I haven't celebrated. I haven't cried. I've just been, you know, when you're going through the motions. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this project, man. And I'm doing it with my.
So when's it gonna drop? Give people
So
the
we are
date.
live again tomorrow night, man. We're live to give. So we are 9 till 10:30 GFM radio, Wednesdays every fortnight. And the lines will be open as well, so you'll be able to call in.
Call in?
Yeah, we're doing it
Wow.
proper,
Alright,
man. We're doing it
cool,
proper.
Mad. It is mad. Honourable mention though to Mix. Yeah.
Wow,
That drunkard.
A mess,
The
bruv.
Donny was waved.
A mess.
I was like, bruv, what's good? I was like, who's this Donny? First of all, yeah. When I first tuned in, I was like, who's this Donny on the radio, please? Because he just sounds mad waved.
He was drunk when he arrived, and then he got more drunk as we was on air.
Okay. Well,
So,
you know,
but yeah, he was.
Big
he
ups
was-
to you
How
still.
drunk were you?
I wasn't drunk like that.
Yeah.
I think what was that? Did I even drink? Maybe I had a Magnum with me because that's normal, you know. For me, I always carry a Magnum wherever I go.
The thing is, drinking and recording stuff like we do it. We drink a lot on this podcast, and it can be hit, but when it misses,
Oh, it's long.
listen, it can miss horribly because you're so drunk, you don't remember what you said, and then you put a pod out, and then people message you like, bro, what are you not talking about on the podcast?
Donny's are falling asleep during the session and that.
Oh, we've all been there, though, innit? But it's dope. So yeah, man, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Whenever you need us on, let us know.
Yeah, you don't need to make sure you tune in.
No, definitely
tomorrow.
tune in. Give me the information. I'll make sure I put in the description for this podcast.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it, man.
I mentioned before we were going to record, I was like, I hope you're comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, of course.
So you got a business. Let people know what you actually do.
So my day job, I was going to say 9 to 5, but it's a 7 to 7. I'm a nanny.
Yeah.
I'm a private nanny. I've been for over 8 years now. So that's my
Experienced.
field. That's my field of work. But obviously my business that I launched is a babysitting business, out of hours babysitting service. So I've got that as well now, which is great, which I'm trying to juggle.
So you're already working 7 till 7, yeah?
Yeah.
How is this out of hours babysitting service going to work?
So it's not just me. Like obviously, I'm the owner, but I have nannies in different areas,
Dope.
and so depending on the areas who I give the jobs to, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. I'll plug all the stuff at the end, but yeah. So you kind of email me over, tell me what you're looking for, what you need, and then if I can accommodate you, I will accommodate you.
Any specific ages?
No, not at all. All my nannies are experienced, from newborns right up to teenagers. So
I got some kids for you to look after. I might not be able to pull your rates, but just take these youths off my hands.
Why do you say it like that?
Yeah, take these kids, bro.
man.
Listen,
Look
they're
after
not even my
man,
kids, but they annoy me, bro. Take them. Take these youths.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's I think it's like a lucrative business. Anything like in regards to childcare, children. It
Of
can
course
be
you
quite,
fucking know, bro.
bro. It could be quite lucrative.
It's extreme. Like nannying is extremely lucrative, and I don't think
It's demanding.
people
though.
don't know how lucrative it actually is.
No, but it's demanding.
Like I see people on the timeline talking about nursery fees, and I laugh because that's pennies compared to what nannies are charging out here. And I say that all the time. Like it's obviously seems a lot, you know, if you're like a working parent or a single parent, etc. I'm not saying that the money you're spending in nurseries is not expensive, because Jesus Christ, it is. But nanny fees is a whole new ball game. Like that shit's ridiculous.
Boy, like I saw someone posted up a job advert
Yeah,
the other day. It
Dubai.
was in Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
60 to 80k.
That's nothing. That's starting rate.
And what would they be? What, living with the families?
Yeah, usually living positions. Especially if you're going abroad, you'd be a living position. Especially like I'm looking at jobs in Dubai currently,
Tax free.
and that's the main thing. It's tax free.
Just bringing back my ood. That's all I need, SJ.
Ah,
I link it at the airport. Just
Oh,
hand it
yeah,
over.
These times she's living well, you know.
Yeah.
who's living who? What?
You just said don't downplay. You know people do. It's just so funny with the internet, yeah?
Oh, it's
All the
mad
broke-
lucrative, you know.
All the broke
What?
people are trying to act rich. All the rich niggas, hey, I ain't got any money. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm broke, baby. I ain't got nothing.
I'm broke, baby.
Is there anytime I see stuff about different industry, I always think, what's the niche? And I'm a man. I know my patience is thin, but I want to collect some checks. Is there room for male nannies?
People don't realise how sought after they call classes mannies. Male nannies are. They're
Oh, yeah, I know one.
high.
No, I'm a big man to be called a manny still.
But they're high. They are high.
Don't call me a manny, innit?
But that's like the male term, like manny. But yeah, they're highly sought after.
But is that in the black community though?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I know a black man.
Really?
So
no.
do I.
I mean requesting
Yes.
money.
But
Black
people
or
say
not,
that. But
across the board.
people say that to me all the time. Like, oh, you don't look like a nanny. It's like, what's a nanny meant to look like? Mary Poppins? You mean
Miss
old?
Doubtfire.
Yeah, like old and white. Like, well, you know, the wealthy and the elite aren't just white people. This is like the majority of my employers that I've worked for happen to be white, but. Across the board, it's not like you need to be of a certain colour in order to get a job in this field. That's not how it works. It's your qualifications speak for itself. Your experience more than anything is the first and foremost for these people.
And those
They
good
want to know they can
referrals.
trust you with their child. They want to know that you're competent and you're experienced. That's it, period.
But then,
It's a
do you know what, yeah?
misconception.
I look at like the other side of it, yeah, from a child's eyes, having someone that looks after them so hands-on in their home. At what point do I spend time with my parents?
But this is the thing: a lot of people that have nannies have jobs that require them to have somebody to take care of their children. Like I said, it's wealthy that you don't have that lifestyle from being at home taking care of your kids. You have to make that it's a sacrifice. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's a huge.
It is a huge sacrifice, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, even though this is my field of work, I would never have a nanny. I would never have a nanny because I know how much you miss out on. I've seen it firsthand, and for me, no amount of money, no amount of like life experiences, big houses, holiday, it don't matter. All of that stuff is irrelevant because there's moments you'll never get back that you're missing when you're out working. And like I said, I get it because you're doing it to provide your children with opportunities and a certain type of lifestyle. But is that worth it when you're missing out on things like their first time they walk?
Have you been in a position where like the child has now become so invested in you, yeah, that they'll gravitate towards you more than the parent?
Of course, all the time. And
As
like,
a parent, that's like, for me personally, that's wild.
yeah, do you know what it is? It's hard because ultimately they know who their parents are. Like, there's never that misconception. Like, you're my mum. I've never been called mum, and I've had babies as young as 4 days old.
Yeah.
And I've stayed with them till they've been 5. So it's they've never had that. Oh, this is my mum. They know who their parents are, but. If I'm spending 12 hours of the day with you and your parents are seeing you for 2,
Come
naturally
on,
the
fam.
They'll
rapport,
rather want you around.
naturally
Come
the
on, man.
rapport you're
Bro,
gonna
And the
have.
thing is
Come
that,
on,
like,
and the mum and dad ain't wearing trap star and that. Come on, they ain't got no drip. the mum and dad ain't
Okay,
got no
that's what we're
drip.
doing.
It's the truth, though. SJ's pulling up with a new drip.
do you know what I'm saying? But you see me, yeah, like as a parent, like one of my joys is my daughter running to
Right.
me, like happy to see me. But if she doesn't spend the amount of time that she does with me, but she spends it with someone else, it's like And the thing is like going to school, nursery is different, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it
Like
is.
because the care isn't.
It's not
that
one-on-one, and that's
concentrated.
why a lot of people pick nannies, because, you know, you have that one-on-one. They don't want to put their children in an environment where it's like 6 kids to 1 adult, when they're not going to get that attention. They're not going to have that attentiveness. That's why a lot of people, wealthy people, have a nanny, because they want that in home, in their environment.
Safe.
Yeah, safe, all of that stuff. And I get what you're saying. Like you said, them things for you are a joy as a parent. And to be honest with you, that still happens with the families that I work for. At the end of the day, they still go run into their parents when they walk through the door. But the rapport is just different.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they will want me over their parents, but as a nanny of how many years, I have to draw that line. Like they can be crying and screaming for me, but if their parents say, that's not my job to step in. I have to know my boundaries, and it's hard because ultimately I
That's
know
long.
that they want me, but that's like I said, that's not my I know I can't overstep my mark. You know, my job is ultimately I'm your nanny, and I've taken this position, and I've tried to reassure you that I'm going to continue to let your children know who their parents are. So in instances like that, I can't just up and be like, okay, come here, because the parents going to be standing like they already feel like shit because their child wants somebody else. But for them, me to go, okay, yeah, come and embrace it, I can't. Like, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but like I said,
It's
Have you ever
difficult,
felt
man.
that energy where the parent feels like shit? Have you ever felt it?
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
you?
yeah. A few times. But like I said, it's part and parcel with the job, and I know it's not about me. Do you see what I'm saying?
SJ's like, at the end of the month, pass me that check.
But it's not. But it's not about
Throw
me.
these
It's about.
racks.
Throw these
Yeah,
racks,
it's not
B.
about me. It's how they're feeling about they're
They
feeling.
don't resent you, they resent the situation.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're feeling guilty.
it's
They
like
know
I've
they've got to go
I
out
can't
and
do
work.
anything
Yeah.
about this thing. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's shit that I'm not around.
Yeah.
But you won't have this big house, this lifestyle.
They
All
wouldn't.
these fucking kids are sport. They don't understand what they're violin lessons, cello, swimming every
But
fucking week.
they don't know what money is. That's not a thing to
Yeah.
them. That's not, you know, they don't understand that stuff. Like
They
they
definitely
don't
don't
toys
know,
and stuff
boy.
like that doesn't mean stuff to them. Like they ultimately want their
Kids want quality
parents.
time, innit?
Yeah, but
That's what matters.
of course it is.
'Cause I did see the one brother. He got an award recently.
Jossie, that's the
Jossie, yeah.
homie.
Oh,
yeah,
he's like-
yeah,
put
that's
that
the
in
homie.
front of
Yeah,
us, sorry.
that's the
Shout out to
homie.
Joss.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know, man.
he's amazing. He's
Might have to do
amazing.
a career
He's
switch,
amazing nanny.
Hey, listen, man. If you're good with kids, then do it.
I say that.
If you subscribe to fuck them kids, do not do it. Yeah.
Do you know what? I have two
Kids.
close friends, and they're both school teachers, and they're every weekend fuck them kids, man. I'm like,
Them kids.
Listen, man. Like kids are annoying. Like annoying.
do you know? I
Even, like,
love my job, but when I'm not at work, don't put a child near me. I don't want to see a child in a restaurant. I don't want to
You're
smell a
looking
child.
after the child like
Listen.
7 till 7.
Yeah, like,
Although-
I don't have no
listen,
patience for
although
kids
I'm a
outside
dad,
of work.
yeah, I'm 100% fuck them kids because I don't mind my daughter crying in it, but when it's other kids, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like because especially when I'm in public, like I know that my daughter, I've got her in check, innit? She knows how to
Hundreds.
behave when she's outside, but some of these parents don't. Like if I'm on a flight and there's a youth that's just
Screaming.
running riot throughout the entire long haul flight, I'm gonna lose it. And I can imagine that's how everyone else is feeling, innit?
Yeah, I see them parents on the bus like embarrassed when their child is just wilding out, and then that's what would then make the parent just like lashings. Like you know what I mean? You're getting lashings on the bus.
I was on a flight once, yeah, and this is the first time that I've taken my daughter abroad, right? She's still relatively young. She's like 1. And then there's another kid, yeah, a toddler that's on the same flight, and he is running riot, yeah? And he's with like his granddad and his granddad's friend. The granddad is a proper full geezer, cockney. He don't give a shit. He was roughing up the youth to the point where like his own friend was uncomfortable. And everyone's like thinking, what's going on here? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you sure that this is your grandchild? Because he's fully swearing at like the kid as well. And I'm thinking, bro, I'm not even getting involved.
But it's hard because, like you said, in them instances, like I travel abroad with the families I work for. I'm in two ends because I travel solo, so I know what it's like to be on that flight with some child screaming. I get irritated,
thinking,
but at the
wow,
same
what,
time,
SJ's in Dubai again?
because that's my job, I also understand that kids are unpredictable. You can't control children, you know. Like when there's a screaming baby on a plane, it's not that baby's fault. So yeah, you're irritated and you're pissed, but like
And you're just like, where's that titty,
you have
man?
to, but you have to exercise some patience.
Bro, you know, we saying fuck them because they're saying fuck you as well. I don't like you, know. Where's the titty, man?
That's like when I was coming back from Dubai, there was a newborn on my flight and the baby was screaming and people would just like there was no patience, and the parents were so distressed and they were so upset.
They probably
and
didn't have the earplugs in.
and I went and I was like, you know, I'm a nanny, and then it was like, we don't know what's wrong with her. She just won't settle. And I was like, it's probably the her ear, the turbulence.
And they didn't have the thing.
Yeah,
That's
I said it's probably her
I'm
ears.
sorry, that is
probably
irresponsible.
popped.
SJ did the thing on the flight. And someone has a heart attack. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor.
Do you know what it is? I just can't sit and hear a baby cry like that, distressed.
Yeah.
You know, it's just in my nature to
No,
want to
but
get up and help.
As adults, yeah, your ears are popping on that flight.
So
What makes you
No, but
think?
Vange, you've got this. This is what you got to understand. And this is why I say it's more to it. Like you've travelled with your daughter, but think about how much goes into travelling with a child. Yeah, sometimes the little things are going to slip. Like it's just you're especially new like first time parents.
Yeah.
You've got all of this extra shit. You're thinking, I'm travelling. Like, how's my baby going to eat? This, that, and the other. I'm worried about more often than not. You're worried about the other people on the flight and how they're going to look at you. That's what I find with all the families. It's like, oh,
I did
kids
my
crying, but it's just like little things like that. Like first time parents might not necessarily think, oh, we're going to be up in the air. What if her ears pop? They're not. It's to you think, yeah, you should know that, but not all parents do.
My ears pop, my feet swell. So like, I'm one of those dons, yeah.
You got flight socks.
Yeah, man.
Me too.
Like, listen, sliders. Like, I can't wear kicks because like it will just turn mad, and like I get anxious like sometimes when I'm on a flight. So I was just like, my priority is my child, and I'm bringing her for the first time on holiday. So I'm like taking bare things into consideration.
Right.
So when I see like another, or
But that's
other
you. That's
parents,
not everybody.
I'm
you know.
not necessarily judging, yeah, because like
You are.
doing,
Yeah, he is,
like
he is.
you're doing your thing over there, innit? Like my thing is like I'm with my family here, innit? Like that's my main concern.
Yeah.
But then obviously sometimes like you're peeping a situation over there because there's noise over there and it's all quiet over here. So sometimes it's like it's disruptive. So sometimes in your mind you're thinking like, wow, why didn't you think of this?
Yeah. No,
But-
I get it, but like even for me, like so when I travel with my family, it's my job to make sure I've got all the stuff for the children. It's nothing. So anything that's forgotten is that's on me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, the parents is like, we've booked this holiday, we want to enjoy this time with our kids. You're the nanny. That's your responsibility to make sure that they've got everything that they need. So
I'm not even gonna lie, you know, flying with a nanny, you're not trying to take care of your kids, you're taking care of yourself because you got the nanny there to do all the stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Hey, listen, man, in this life you must have money, yo.
It's true though, man.
yeah.
How many places have you been now with the traveling with families? Reel off some destinations.
I haven't travelled with my current family that I'm with, but that's just because like they are very much like our only time that we get with our kids is when we're on holiday, so they want that just for us. That they haven't taken me with them so far.
Okay.
But my previous family, I travelled with them every summer. We were away, and then maybe one time in the winter we'd go away as well. We spent a lot of time in Italy. Like they had like they'd rent like a house and a vineyard and stuff like that. It'd be really nice.
House and a vineyard.
A vineyard. They rent a vineyard.
Like I
An
said,
entire vineyard.
it's just the
Do you know how big a vineyard is?
Bruh.
Are you sure it's a vineyard?
Oh, it was sis. I drank fresh wine. And
Oh.
yeah,
Do
like
you know how
go
big
down
a
and like
vineyard is?
like it was
After
so.
hours, right?
Of course, no, I would never.
Just
Oh, I don't
make
drink
sure-
on the
just
job.
make-
No, I
just
don't.
making sure.
No, I don't drink on the
Trying to get
job.
you sacked,
No.
I'm trying to get you sacked.
And they're like, I have a business, guys. Don't worry, I'm not taking care of your kids drinking. No, it was after hours, of course. Like when I clock off, like my previous family were lovely like that. They were just like, enjoy the facilities and everything we've got here for you. You know, you work hard. Like we want you to have that benefit. So yeah, we spent a lot of time in Italy, south of France, places in Europe mainly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Travelled. Yeah.
Nice,
Just
yeah.
I've been-
Off the cuff babysitting service coming soon.
Mad.
Me and Vans.
God.
I already,
Kids.
I already
That'd
told
be
y'all.
Fuck them kids.
I
I was about to say that's be your name.
Fuck them kids.
Bro, people have been trying to get me to get into like, oh, I think you'd be a really good teacher. I'm like, bro, you don't really know me. Me? Bro, the first day back. What do you mean you haven't got a tie? You didn't be home. Man just beating them for fun, bro. I can't do it. I shout out to everyone that does that. I look at it like, you really love your job for you to do that.
I do.
Yeah,
I love
no.
my job, man.
That's wild, man.
My job.
Like just being responsible for other people's children.
Do you know, it's not that. It's so much more than that. Like I said, I have kids from a really young, like newborns. I have them from their newborns. So that connection is
Instant.
Yeah, you're a parent, so you get it. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel like this is, apart from when I have my own kids, this is like the most I'm gonna feel as a nurturer, as a mother. This is it. Like
You mentioned something earlier that you being a nanny, you wouldn't have a nanny yourself.
Never have a nanny. Never.
I hope you don't mind. Does the field you're in make you quite conscious of when you then decide to have children? And
Yeah. So obviously, you know, that there's never a right time to have kids, as people
Yeah.
love to say. But for me, I think you can always be in a better financial position because, like I said, being in my field of work, I see the cost of children. I see, like, let's be honest, you know, you can't provide for a kid based off love. People sit here and, you know, say, oh, all you need is love to raise a child. No, you don't.
Can
Just
you pay these bills?
Can you pay these bills? And it's just that simple, you know. And like I said, for me personally, like I would like to, when that time comes, live a comfortable life, be able to take as much maternity leave as I want, and not have to worry about finances. And so I'm trying to put myself in a position where I'll be able to do that. And I want to enjoy that time with my kids. I don't, like I said, a lot of parents are forced to go back to work because they have to pay bills. Yeah. I think a lot of parents, if they had their way, would stay at home with their children. Many, I don't want to say mothers. I think parents across the board.
I want to stay at home. I ain't got no fucking kids.
Right. But like us fans, like if you had your way and you had the opportunity to not work and just spend all the time with your daughter, you'd do that, wouldn't you?
I mean, daughter or not. Going to work sometimes is long.
But yeah, I'm not in a rush to have kids, and I love my job. And people say, "Oh, does it not make you broody?" It's the actual polar opposite. Like I'm just like, nah. Yeah. You have to be so selfless to be a parent, and I'm just not at that point yet. I'm not ready to be selfless, and I'm okay and comfortable saying that. You know,
contraception is key.
Yeah, that too.
Or abstinence, you know, that works as well.
Yeah, that works.
But you know, these kids, they be fucking.
Speak for yourself.
These kids be shagging.
You must
Me,
talk like
me,
yourself.
yeah,
Like
a
that.
wholesome individual, a wholesome virgin like myself.
A what?
Virgin, yeah. If Dre can delete her wholeness, I can delete my sexual history. Yeah.
I think your wholeness can be deleted. Like, she was so serious with that as well.
Can your wholeness be deleted? Do you believe her?
I feel like hers is kind of though. People are proper forgotten what she used to be like.
It's because she
But that's
was doing other
Because
things.
you're so when you're fucking buff.
And she's been
You
doing
can get away
other
with
things
anything.
that like have been attracting our attention, like, you know, refusing to
So
help
then
her son with her homework.
Dre comes, he's like, oh my god, this fucking child asked me what 2 + 2 is. We're like, bitch, you dumb.
How did I miss that?
She's like, come, this boy asked me, it's so taxing having to do his homework. That's your kid, man. Do his
It
homework.
worked for her, innit? But I guess you have to be of a certain caliber for your wholeness to be deleted.